Hadi.
Hadi.
Hadi. It means hello.
Hadi.
Dari.
Hadi.
Hadi. It means hello.
Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome to our traditional territory.
Hadi.
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 Welcome to the unceded ancestral lands of the Lheidli T'enneh First Nations.
We have been here for thousands of years.
And we have welcomed visitors for thousands of years.
Hadi.
Hello and we welcome you to our territory.
Welcome to our territory.
We respectfully acknowledge
that we live, work, and play
on the unceded ancestral land
of the Lheidli T'enneh First Nation.
We respect the history, culture,
traditions
and language
of the Lheidli T'enneh First Nation.
We will learn from our host First Nation.
We welcome members of other First Nations who call our territory home.
Hadi.
We welcome other nations, Inuit and Métis people who call our territory home.
We welcome people from around the world who call Prince George home.
Hadi.
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 Hello, and we welcome you to our territory.
Hadi.
Hadi, and welcome to the lands of the Lheidli T'enneh First Nations.
Hadi. Pay attention. Hadi. With all these young people in front of us, I want to hear you say Hadi, because I know that your instructors or your teachers have taught you this beautiful word to say hello in Lheidli T'enneh. Hadi. Again. Hadi. That's better. So this is a wonderful day that we come to celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day, and how proud we are that you've all come to the territory of the Lheidli T'enneh Nation. And it's so good to see all the young people and all of the older people who can handle all this rain. But I'm sure it's going to stop pretty soon, so not to worry. So in saying that, I want you to take a nice deep cleansing breath throughout your whole body. Nice deep cleansing breath. It's an exciting day today, and we need to be grounded to what will be taking place to participate in a real positive manner, because it is a day of celebration. And it, considering it's 11-ish and we have this many people in the park, how wonderful that is. Can you imagine what'll happen like 2 or 3 in the afternoon? So I want you to pray that we get some sun and let the rain go, which we need, but let's let it go. So as we breathe into our body, we want to let go of all our worries, our anxieties, all the stresses that we carry. Just for this moment of time, just let them fall off your shoulders and drop on beautiful Mother Earth. And there, Mother Earth will take those energies. She'll energize them in such a positive way, and she hands them back to you with a smile on her face. And you take it and fill your vessel with this positive energy that is for you only. So we're in our traditional territories. This used to be our village. And I want you to breathe that in and just imagine all of our ancestors here ready to participate and support what's taking place. So in saying that, if we can just focus on being present here and now, not in yesterday and not into tomorrow. So take that deep breath and allow that breath all the way down into your feet. And you feel your feet sink into the deep, rich soil of Mother Earth. You can smell the richness of her soil. You can feel it between your toes. And there she grounds you into today, into this very moment, which we are in gratitude for. We call on Creator, the grandfathers and the grandmothers, and all of our ancestors from far and wide to come be with us today. Grandfathers and grandmothers from the East, come be with us. Today, as we celebrate the diversity of our First Nations people across Canada, bringing to attention as we celebrate National Aboriginal Peoples Day and the history of who we are. Our history with Canada as First Nations people has been a journey of now a deeper understanding of what took place over 150 years ago, our home and native land. Who are the first peoples of this land? We are, to this day, a healthy, thriving community as we share our teachings with all peoples. We teach of our deep connections with the land, Mother Earth, who has sustained our people for thousands of years. As stewards of this beautiful land, our connection with the waters, the salmon, the animals, the diverseness of our trees, who we are so connected to. The trees breathe out and we breathe in. We breathe out and the trees breathe in. How much more can this intimate connection be as we look at making healthy connections? Through understanding, as we collaborate and build relationships with all who've come to our beautiful land called Canada, our First Nations people are inclusive and welcoming, trusting that collaboration and building positive relationships are made. Creator, hear our prayers. As the sun rises, bringing in new beginnings, let us be witnesses to all that can be. Let the healing begin, both with Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal peoples of the world. Grandfathers and grandmothers of the South, come be with us today. Trusting that today will bring growth and understanding what racism does to our communities. Through knowledge brings compassionate hearts. Grandfathers and grandmothers from the West, come be with us today. We ask for the ability to go deep within to do the healing necessary for all peoples. Through introspection and reflection, we come to a place of respect for one another. Grandfathers and grandmothers from the North, come be with us today. Help us to create a place of understanding as Creator made us in His likeness. How blessed are we. Take off the glasses of preconceived judgments that only reflect our own insecurities. Let us only look at the divine light that shines in each and every one of us as Creator's light shines on us. We come together in a place of brotherhood. Together, let us come to an understanding and compassion for life. Mother Earth, come be with us as we open sacred space that is created by all. We ask that you continue to share your sacred space with us. We feel the richness of your soil beneath our feet. Know that you give us so much. We choose to walk on you softly, leaving no footprints. Creator, hear our prayers. The most sacred of all, hear our prayers. Our journey has but one path, and that's to be with you. The good red road is for all of us to travel. Together as a community, we become one. Creator, hear our prayers. All my relations, Snachelia, thank you.
Elder Darlene McIntosh, let's give her a fantastic National Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you for that. And I would like to echo something Chief Logan, who I'm about to introduce, said yesterday with our fabulous, can I have Jen Rubidoux just step out of the shadows here? Jen took on the event management of this year's National Indigenous Peoples Day event, and hasn't she and her team done a wonderful job? I think so. Let's give her a big hand and all the volunteers out there. Thank you, Jen, on behalf of Lheidli T'enneh First Nation. Also, as Chief and Jen said yesterday, this is a community event, a community collaboration. And isn't it great to have the school kids here again? Yes, absolutely. Well behaved too. Thank you, teachers. I'd like to give a shout out to the Board of Trustee members and senior team from SD 57. Now you wave, Betty. That's it. Perfect. Thank you for participating. With that, please give a warm National Indigenous Peoples Day welcome to Chief Darlene Logan.
Howdy. Hi, everyone.
I'm glad we could all make it out here today, and I want to thank our elders who are sitting in the tent. Sorry, couldn't make it sunshine. But as Kevin said, a big round of applause for Jen Rubidoux and for our two Lheidli elders and members who helped, Jennifer Piggin and Kim Gucci, and all the sponsors, because they made this happen within a very short amount of time. I want to acknowledge previous chiefs and councils that are here today from all other nations, and all the chiefs and councils that are here today from other nations. We welcome you. And I want to acknowledge our community partners. I have to tell you, Lheidli T'enneh and the Prince George have a very unique relationship because it's all levels of governments. We have Mike Morris, Shirley Bond, Todd Doherty, Lynn Hall, Art Kane, Walter, everybody. It's very unique to the First Nations across BC. So a big hand to them, since they're so awesome. And to SD 57. Look at this. This is amazing. I haven't seen this many people for Aboriginal Day this young for years. And to me, this is where they learn, right? They're little sponges. They learn about the cultures and stuff. So on that, I'd like to say welcome, have fun. I see there's lots of food trucks out there, so have a good time. So see you soon.
Thank you, Chief Logan. Now, the next speaker is probably going to have to bend down a little bit. He's a bit taller than the rest of us in the back, but MLA for Prince George Valemount, Shirley Bond, couldn't be with us today, but she sends her regards. But we do have one of the tallest MLAs in British Columbia. Please welcome Mr. Mike Morris, MLA for Prince George Mackenzie.
Thanks very much, Kevin. It's my pleasure to be here on International Indigenous Peoples Day and to see the great turnout that we have. Shirley Bond is tied up on committee work out of town right now, but she does send her regards. You know, this is just a sample of what this community is all about. The multiculturalism that we have across this great city of ours and our communities, I think is something to be very proud of. On the land of the Lheidli, and this was a village at one particular time in history for the Lheidli people, the relationship that Chief Logan remarked upon was established years ago, but it has become stronger and stronger over time as we move forward. Reconciliation is a significant task ahead of every single one of us. Every single leader in all levels of government is one of our foremost tasks that we have in order to reconcile the differences that we see between rights and title and all the other aspects of governance across this province of ours. So we're going to continue working hard on that to make sure that reconciliation is achieved at sooner than later here in Prince George and around Canada. So again, lots of food trucks here, lots of people around, and I hope you enjoy National Indigenous Peoples Day in Prince George here. Thank you.
Elder Darlene says she's hungry. We got to speed it up here. You don't want a hungry elder, that is for sure. Thank you, Mike. And again, Shirley sends her regards, as do our two MPs, Todd Doherty and Bob Zimmer. Couldn't be with us today, but they do send regards, and Todd was in touch with Chief Logan to wish her an excellent day. So you've heard all about the partnerships. Let's have another one. Marilyn Hall, City of Prince George.
Thanks very much, Kevin, and I want to recognize Chief, the traditional territory of the Lheidli T'enneh, and I also want to recognize Lheidli T'enneh Memorial Park. I had just said to the Chief, this is your home. This was the original home, and I think a recognition of that is deserving every day. When we talk about the day that we're celebrating, I think that it is a celebration, but it's also a recognition. It's a recognition of the work that needs to be done. It's the recognition of partnerships. It's the recognition of the partnerships that Chief Logan talked about between the municipality, the regional district, the MLAs, the MPs. That work is special. That work continues on, and we have, as Kevin has indicated representatives from School District 57 who play a huge role in the reconciliation journey, and that's exactly what it is for all of us at various levels of government. It's a journey that continues day after day. So here we are today on June 21st, celebrating, but as I said, it's not just today. It's understanding that the journey is tomorrow, the journey is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it continues. And that's why it's so important that we look at these partnerships as being the foundation of that journey and the foundation of the work that we have to do. So with that, I do want to thank Chief Logan and her council, the members. Elder Darlene, thank you very much for the welcome. This is really a tremendous day, and we'll take that forward in the work that we're going to continue to do. And we are looked at across the country as being really, in my opinion, the epitome of what we can do as First Nations and as we can do with various levels of government participating and partnering in a positive way on this reconciliation journey. So thank you very much for being here, everyone, and enjoy the day. Thank you.
And representing the Regional District of Fraser-Fort George, we have with us today Chair Art Kane and one of our all-time favorites, probably the best liked vice chair of any regional district in BC. I know I have a tainted opinion, but our own Lara Beckett, Chairman Art Kane, I think you're going to come and say a few words. Did you want to bring her with you? I mean, you guys look good. Don't you want both of them? Both of them. Both of them. Oh, okay, there you go.
Well, thank you, Kevin. You've amply embarrassed Vice Chair Beckett. Good morning, everybody. Great to see the great turnout. I want to thank Darlene for her words this morning because they always capture the moment and they always bring comfort to us. It's an honor on behalf of the Regional District Board to welcome you here to National Indigenous Peoples Day. It's been a few years since we've had the opportunity to get together like this and hear the peals and the cries and the excitement out here in Lheidli T'enneh Park. I'd like to acknowledge Chief Logan, the elders, the Band Council, and the members of the Lheidli and the organizers for the great job they've done bringing this together. National Indigenous Peoples Day gives us an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the rich and diverse cultures and voices and histories of the First Nations, the Inuit, and the Métis people. This is a time not just to celebrate, but to understand more of the experiences and the issues Indigenous peoples face. And it's a calling for all of us to understand our role in meaningful reconciliation and what it would look like. It's also an opportunity for us to come together as a community, a region, and country, and bolster and support the resiliency of the Indigenous people. So on behalf of the Regional District, have a great day out there and enjoy this opportunity of being together again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Art and Lynn and Mike and Lara and Chief Logan and Elder Dar. I have some good news for all of you. You're now officially off duty. Let's give them a big hand. That was a fantastic opening. And Elder Dar, when you find the treat of the day, would you let the rest of us know, please? One more time, thank you, speakers. Wonderful opening. Now, are you all ready for a little bit of Indigenous toe tapping? Because we have a fantastic drum group to start off this program. Have you guys seen the great entertainment that's going to be going on starting now right through 7 p.m.? So anybody who couldn't get the day off, tell them that, hey, we're going to be here till 7 o'clock tonight, and please come down after work and enjoy some of the later day entertainment and food and all the other activities. I'm looking around here just to make sure. All set to go? Okay. Handheld, or do you want to stand?
The stand.
Okay. I'll put a second mic over.
All right, before we have our drummers come up, I'm going to have our Elder Edie Frederick from Lheidli T'enneh and myself just come and say a few quick words. So Hari Daneza Tekeza Skyza Hunasti was a Delf Clately KO Tse Hasya. Clately KO and Jan Clately KO, right? I'm here, we're in Clately's territory, and Hunasti was a Delf. We're happy you are all here. Myself, Jennifer Piggin, Sahatni, and Edie Frederick are your MCs for today, and I will let Edie say a few words before we start.
Hari, Tibet's own de was actel and gain gentle austed, Dakel ten huni, Su Doder Lati. Good afternoon and happy Aboriginal Day. Be proud.
Masi. All right, so just quick before we start, anybody who needs any assistance or direction, our info and first aid is over here to my right, your left, potentially, depending which way you're facing. Just keep that in mind. If you lose anything, that'll be our lost and found as well. And I'm part of the Khastan Drummers. The Khastan Drummers, Khastan means fireweed in our language. And we originated as a group of Clately drummers, led by our late Helen Seymour. She guided her sons and her nieces and nephews and us in learning how to sing some of these really beautiful Daketh songs, and we've picked up other songs from other nations as well. So when we say Daketh, then it's Indigenous Peoples Day. That's for all of our Indigenous people to celebrate who we are. I'll have some more MC notes, but I'd like to get us started with some beautiful drumming to start our day. The first song we're sharing is called Greeting the Day. It was shared with the Khastan drummers during the Canada Winter Games from Salinglay. His English name is Vernon Williams Jr. He is a Haida man, and I get to visit him once in a while, and he's amazing. He shared this song, he explained the story behind it, and it's important for protocol to acknowledge where our songs come from and the stories behind them. So when he was walking through the forest, he moved a branch and uncovered a grave site. And when that happened, the song came to him. So he attributes this song to his great-grandfather, Dr. Cadet, who was a medicine man who traveled all the way from the Alaska point down the California coast. And he was helping people throughout the territories. So he may very well have come through our territory, potentially. So this is Greeting the Day to welcome everyone to this beautiful day.
Hey
Must-see. That's a beautiful way to start our day again, following that amazing drumming by our School District 57 schools, the student drum groups, and we have some more coming up later today. One thing I want to draw your attention to is if you need any support, have any questions, you will find some wonderful volunteers here wearing shirts that are this golden color. So they have the Lheidli logo on the front, and they've got the orange shirt ribbon on the side. So you will recognize this if you need any help or assistance. We have a number of volunteers. Volunteer tent is over to our right as well with the first aid and the information. So if you have any questions, do find somebody with a golden shirt. Might be hard to find them from the back if everyone's wearing jackets, but that's what you're looking for. All right, I'm going to keep the public service announcements to a minimum. Our next song that we're sharing is The Water Carries Us. Here we are in the water. The importance of water was mentioned earlier. It keeps us alive. It's part of who we are. It connects us with everything. It makes our grass grow. It makes the flowers and all our fruit grow. It keeps us oxidated, so we have oxygen in the air. It's really important to us. So we actually, myself and Kim Gucci, created this song when we were sitting on a bench just over here to my right. We're sitting there thinking, how do we have a song that comes from this place, that tells the story of who we are as Lheidli T'enneh? And so this song, we thought about being Daketh. Daketh are people who travel by water. That's what that word means. And so we thought, okay, we need to talk about that water and that traveling on the water. So the song goes through a number of verses. It's in English. It's talking about the water carrying us away and bringing us back, keeping us safe. It's acknowledging our ancestors, and I really do want to raise my hands to all of our elders and knowledge holders who are present. Let's just give a round of applause for our elders and knowledge holders. And all of our Ada Dene, the people that have come before us. As we know, we're on Lheidli KO, and this is our traditional territory, and we've also found remains of people. So walk softly where you are, keep them in mind. Our elders, our ancestors are on our shoulders with us. They follow us, they carry us, and they guide us. The Bathlat system is really important, so that's mentioned in there when we say we'll come and eat, let's all eat together. That's when we come and feast together in our Bathlats and our governance, so that's an important piece as well. So this is The Water Carries Us, and at the end, do we have a whistle? We usually have a whistle, because as I was sitting there planning with Kim Gucci, the train went by and went toot toot, so I'll probably just do toot toot. But that's part of our history too. That's how some of the land was taken and how colonization came in, but we want to celebrate that we're still here, we're still strong.
So we usually have Ann Bazoki with us, and she wasn't able to make it today. So, and she holds the whistle and she blows it with pride. So we're missing Ann today. I just want to quickly introduce our drum group, the Castan drum group. This is Clarence John from Lheidli T'enneh. Myself, Brenda Wilson from the Gitxsan territory. My daughter, Deidre Dominic from the Gitxsan territory. Edie Frederick, Lheidli T'enneh. Jennifer Piggin, Lheidli T'enneh. Patsy Seymour, Lheidli T'enneh, and Darlene Williams from Whitset.
All
I'm going to share a little bit of history with you, oral history. This was told to my dad. My dad is Alec Paul. Alec Paul's mother was Ansel. Ansel's mother was Mary Qua, also known as 6 Mile Mary. So my dad told me the story about great-grandma. There was 50 canoes that departed from this very spot, because this was our old village. And they'd canoe way up to McGregor. And they'd stay up there until all 50 canoes were full of meat, all kinds of meat. And then they'd make their way back down. When the scouts seen them come around a corner, all the villagers would line up on the riverbank and drum them home. Yeah, and that's one story of great-grandma 6 Mile Mary, I would say.
Okay, Masi. We're super thrilled to be here and drumming. For today, we are your first set of entertainment for today. I just want to give you guys a little bit of heads up of what's happening for the rest of the day. We have the Old Fort traditional dancers joining us at 11:50, the Nasteo children drummers, Chubby Cree, of course everybody's familiar with Chubby Cree, powwow time with Kelsey Abraham, Joel West this afternoon, Rain Gervais Band, UHNBC drummers, who I've seen kicking around here. We have Ivan Paquette, and we have our Indigenous Superintendent's daughters, Araya and Zoe Spooner. We have Simbaez Wilson. Our Old Fort traditional dancers will come up again later in the evening with Chubby Cree again, and Joel West, Rick Stavely Band, Kim Gucci, and closing remarks. So we have a huge packed lineup. We'll try and stay on time as much as possible. And if you have any questions, do go to the info booth to our right. Our last two songs as our Kastan drum group are going to be the Strong Woman song. It's a Cree song, and if any of you know it, please do join with us. This song came from the Kingston Penitentiary. It was originally a sweat lodge song, but they brought it into the penitentiary for the women who were struggling with mental health issues. I mean, imagine being taken away from your families, right? So this helped them come together, and it was actually a song that helped them get through a riot that was happening in the Kingston Penitentiary. So the Strong Women song will be sung. We're going to do 4 rounds with 4 solos. We're going to follow that with the Men's Healing song, which is often the lineup that we do. So we want to recognize all our men, all our women, and all of our two-spirited people in between with these 2 songs. And then we'll close up our Kastan drum group session and welcome, and maybe a couple more announcements. But Masi Cho for having us here. We'll start with the Strong Woman song.
Hey!
to acknowledge a men's healing song. It came from the Anishinaabe Nation, so Vernon Williams Jr. also shared this song with us. So I think we might have time for one more song before our next group, but I can do this next brief intermission. So Bandahun Zoo, welcome to the National Indigenous Peoples Day celebration. We call it Zen, or Daketh Zen. So if you're saying Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, you say Daketh Zen Hunt I. So Daketh Zen Hunt I. It's been a long time since we gathered, and we're going to make this time spent together extra special, even through this wonderful rain that we have. So a lot has happened in the last 2.5, 3 years, and we're trying not to focus on all the negativity and the sadness of the COVID, the uncovering of the children that we'll never forget through the residential schools. We wear orange to acknowledge them and to carry them in our hearts. We need to be mindful of those who didn't make it through the pandemic, and those who are still struggling with the lasting impacts. We want to honor them and celebrate the resilience and the strength that the future of Indigenous people of Canada. I hear people talk about intergenerational trauma. That's a real thing. But I'd like to also focus on the intergenerational strength that we have as Indigenous people. These experiences and the strength and resiliency of our ancestors and of our grandparents and our parents and our sisters and cousins and brothers and those yet to come is what's going to keep us going forward. Today we're going to experience culture and language, dancing, drumming, singing, storytelling, traditional games, and we invite you to visit each and every one of the vendor booths along the outskirts here, as they've put in a lot of time and effort to be here and be prepared. Show your support, even if it's just a smile and conversation. Say hi to people, engage with them, smile at the person you're walking by, give them a high five if you like. It's a wonderful day to be excited and be together. This is truly a community collaboration. We want to take this time to thank the sponsors that contributed financially to make this successful event that this promises to be. So if you're curious, their logos are on the sponsor page. There also is a scavenger hunt. So on that, you will also see the sponsors, but the scavenger hunt will have prizes. So make sure you go to the info booth to get your scavenger hunt pages and fill them out. So our Eagle sponsors are Canadian Tire and UNBC. We call them eagle sponsors because they've donated the largest amount of money, and the eagle flies the highest in the sky and is highly revered. The eagle is really important to our cultures, as you can see in our regalia and our practices in the backlash. Our moose sponsors, Dani sponsors, eagles are Tsebalyan, the moose is Dani, and so they are the Northern Region First Nations Health Authority, Fortis BC, Canfor, and the Prince George Public Library. We call them moose sponsors or Dani sponsors because they have the largest of the deer family and they help sustain the people. Our salmon sponsor, Taluk, is that right? Our Integris Credit Union, TC Energy, Regional District of Fraser Fort George, Vista Radio, Strategic, and the BC Métis Community Association, City of Prince George. So we call these our salmon sponsors because the salmon provides sustenance to the people. Our deer sponsors are ICBC, Arbios, Biotech, and MNP. The deer is small and mighty, yet it also provides sustenance for the people. Tabase Nachalia, you've treated us well. We're very grateful for the sponsorship, so let's give a huge round of applause for our sponsors making this possible in such short notice. Woohoo! Okay, so we would like to continue with our final song from the Khastan Drummers, which is Snake Medicine. Some of you may have heard this when we came in earlier. Again, an Anishinaabe song shared with us, so we do share songs and gather songs from other places, and we give songs away as well. So we will finish our Khastan Drummer set with Snake Medicine. And those of you who heard it earlier, you can jump in and join us.
Way ho, way ho, way ho, way.
give the little lady a big round of applause for that dancing and singing.
Hello, everyone. We are looking for a Mick Meyer. If you are Mick Meyer, can you please come to the information tent right here beside the stage? We are looking for you. Mick Meyer, if you can please come to the information tent. Thank you so much.
All right, so we're ready to carry on with our performances. Thank you very much to the Khastan drummers. Let's give them another round of applause. We also want to give a huge round of applause to the organizing committee who have come together. We had many people join that committee, including the Métis associations, our Prince George Public Library, School District 57 for bringing all our students to the park today. Let's give everybody a round of applause for all that work. And I think our Old Fort traditional drummers are about ready to join us. So let's do a quick warm welcome to the Old Fort traditional dancers. Everybody give a big round of applause as they come out and get ready to share some more language, culture, and experience there.
Not as many of them, but